Hey everyone, my name is Kevin Liu. I have an intro slides afterwards, but this is one of my talks at the Iceberg Summit this year, and I thought it would be a good place to share with the rest of the audience. A lot of the content is specific to Iceberg, but it doesn't have to be. It can be with any of the open table formats, and let's go right through it. So I will be talking about driving Iceberg adoption with Open Catalog and Open Datasets. A little bit about me. I'm a member of the Iceberg PMC. I work at Microsoft and I'm an open source contributor. So this problem that I've been having working with open source, working with Apache Iceberg, is trying to get more and more people to use it and lower the ramp for starting. So, as a new user, as a community member, you want to try Iceberg. Where do you first start? There are a couple of things that you need to get started. You need an engine to run some nice compute. You need a catalog and object store and some test data. Traditionally, what we do for the PyIceberg project is we have a Docker compose file that will set up all the infrastructure for you. So essentially, it sets up a min.io instance. So for your object store, it sets up a Iceberg REST Catalog instance, so you have a catalog to work with. It also sets up a Spark instance that you can use for compute. And we hook them all up together into one nice make command, and everything runs locally. But that's a lot of infrastructure to run. There must be a better way. Also, getting the Docker installed, getting everything to run on your local host is a significant effort. So there must be a way we can do better. And here's the vision, right? Zero infra setup, no catalogs to deploy. And what I want to do is bring my own engine, connect, query, and everything should just work, right? This is kind of the lakehouse dream, right? Like you bring your own engines, you connect to the data, and everything just works. We try to abstract away as much of the infrastructure and kind of all the side quests as possible. Just give me the data, I want to query it. So here's the proposal: is Iceberg has this concept of Iceberg REST Catalog. Essentially, it's a catalog that tells you about your data and your tables, and it talks over HTTP. So instead of spinning up an infrastructure, we can have something that is publicly available out in the internet, and any users can just connect to it. And this is where engines can just specify an URL, and the URL will get back the proper response that tells you where your data lives. And this can be read-only, right? We want a way to ramp up users and make it easier for users to interact with Iceberg and Iceberg data. And so this serves its purpose. Also, what we want to do is to have interesting data itself. So the catalog can have data such as the New York City taxi, TBCH, TBCDS, and any other things you can think of. This will come pre-installed with the catalog. So I go to the catalog, I ask, hey, what are all my tables? I have all of this. And this can be hosted in any object store. It's cloud agnostic because this data just lives in the cloud, and any of the object stores are automatically reachable and publicly accessible through common HTTP, cloud agnostic. So and this is a very reproducible pattern. If I want to set this up, I can use AWS, I can use Azure, I can use GCP, Cloudflare, anything that is available and accessible through the clouds. This will work. And I just want to give a quick shout out to our friends at Big Lake. They have some sort of this as it's called public datasets for Apache Iceberg. It's part of their product offering. So do check it out if you're already on GCP. But the idea holds true, right? You can do this for anything in any cloud. All you really need is a publicly accessible object store and a REST service that returns the response back. And I think if you take this pattern, there's a lot of really interesting things you can do with it. And I think it's a whole new world. First of all, data sharing. You can share all the data sets publicly. That's essentially what it is, right? I'm hosting these data sets that I am then exposing through the Iceberg REST catalog that allows anyone and everyone to access the data. Data sharing is essentially that, and maybe you throw some keys on it to say only these people have access, or only when you can only have access when you pay me. It's a better way to share data than FTPs. Same thing for benchmarking, right? If I have TPCD data, DS data on my publicly accessible catalog, any engine can use the same data sets. So it's, we're holding everything else the same catalog, the same data sets, the same format, layout, files. And this is how you can figure out what your engine is, what your engine's performance is like. That's all. I think the whole idea of it I want to bestow is the fact that, you know, if we have a public common infrastructure, it will be immensely helpful for use cases such as, you know, ramping up new users. It will be helpful for demoing, getting started with Iceberg, with Delta, Hudi, any table formats out there that essentially have all these pieces and all these components together. And just a little quick call to action. If you find this useful, if you think there's a way to maintain it, and if you have interesting data sets, please let me know. I think this is, I want this to be a community effort to drive a lot of the new architecture for open format. Thank you. I can take questions, or I know we're running
Kevin, we're right on time. Nice. First of all, thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
We can wait a second to see if questions show up. But if you want to hang out in the chat for a little bit longer, that would be nice. And also let people know how they can contact you. Can you go back one slide?
Yes, I can.
Find this useful, community maintenance. What data? Yeah, how do we get involved?
Yeah. So a lot of this is driven from the Iceberg side, I would say, right? Like a lot of it is coming from the maintenance and kind of helping ramp up new users on Iceberg. So if you haven't joined or you're interested in Apache Iceberg, go on our website, iceberg.apache.org. Join the dev list, join the Slack channel, message me directly if you want. And I think this is a beginning of the conversation, and there's still a lot more to do.
Awesome. Kevin, thank you very much. Actually, here, maybe we got one. I'll just take this one real quick. Any idea of when Iceberg v4 is coming out?
I have no timeline for you. I would say that a lot of the V4 discussions are very much active right now in the community. So if you're interested to learn about what what is being discussed, the direction, if you want to influence the direction, come join us in the all of the syncs that we have on the dev list. Don't have a timeline, but we're trying to add a lot of stuff and a lot of interesting features to Iceberg v4.
Wonderful. Kevin, thank you very much. This is a pleasure having you.